That's new.
Yeah, it says recording in progress.
Yeah, but it gives me a notification whether I will wish to continue or not.
Yeah, anyway, thank you for creating the time to do this. Let's get to it. So, the first question is a definition, if you will, of activism, and it can be an original definition or it can be a definition that you have adopted.
Activism, practicing what you preach. Simple as that. Practicing either physically or financially what you're passionate about. That is for the betterment of the community.
Yeah, I think it doesn't need to go beyond that. So, yeah.
Well, you know me by now. I'm just straight to the point. I'm not into the long thing.
Straight shooter.
Yep.
Shoot straight, and yeah, I think
shoot straight and get it done.
Yeah.
Too much talking, not enough action.
Absolutely. Right. For some reason, my questions have disappeared. Okay, I've got them back now. So, how has your life really from early to now been guided by this idea in terms of how you've expressed it of activism, consciously or unconsciously?
How has it affected my life?
Yeah, how do you think it's shaped? How do you think it's informed what you've done and where you find yourself now?
Yeah, because when I first got into activism, when I was probably 23, the very first organisation I joined was the Black Panther UK. That was after watching the Black Panther film in Ritzy in Brixton. And then Huey Rose came in and said, listen, yeah, we've seen the film, now let's get active, let's actually be part of the solution. I thought, yeah, let's do this. So I went to the meeting a couple of weeks later, and there was 3 black people on the stage and 1 Asian guy, and the audience was pure black people, pure African heritage.
Yeah.
So, and then, the Asian guy said, yeah, we need to come together as a community, black, white, Asian, Chinese, we need to all come together. I'm thinking, well, look at the room. There's only black people in there. And then 4 brothers stood up, all dressed in black. They said, listen, when you look at the room, it's all black people here. There's no Asians here. There's no other ethnicity apart from African people. And you have an Asian person on stage, and he ain't brought none of these people here, but we're expected to fight their cause and our cause. They're not fighting our cause. I thought, you know what? You got a point. Those brothers were from PACM, the Pan-African Congress Movement. And a week later, I joined them. And so I've learned a lot through them, and wanting to things to change in our community. All I'm hearing is negative news, underachievement, crime and punishment and arrest. And all I'm hearing is negative news. But I want solutions. So at one point, I was actually involved with 13 African heritage organizations at the same time. 13. And out of all of that, absolutely nothing was done. No finances, no building, no hospital, no health, no healing, nothing. Just meetings, talk. I'm like, for Christ's sake, and my children were coming to me with these meetings. As they're getting older, saying, Daddy, why are you bothering? They're not actually doing anything. These are young children saying this. Yeah. I'm not seeing any banks being built, no schools being built, no hospitals, nothing. Just talking. Yeah, let's do this.
In terms of your personal understanding, how important do you feel that activism is to the nation building agenda of the Black community?
Activism, it speaks for itself. It's been active in what nation building is being spoken about. Being active, activism is getting it done. Being active. So, like I said, talking alone ain't going to happen. You have to be active in actually bringing it about. Simple as that. Activism, practicing what you preach by activities, either physically or financially. People want to do it spiritually, fine, but I'm only into financially and physically.
Yeah. Why do you feel then that activism has received a bad press over the years? What's your kind of belief?
A lack of it. A lack of actual activity. Some people think activism is signing a petition or putting something on social media. It helps in this little way, but at the end of the day, like I keep on saying to people, your physical time in an organization or your finances to actually help build something will get us further. Constantly talking about it is just long. Of course, we need to discuss things and organize, but bring it past that, get past the talking part, and then get into the physical activity or the financial activity.
Yeah.
And that is where our activism fails miserably.
I suppose it's a case of not necessarily dismissing or discounting the sort of planning and the sort of meetings, because like
we need to plan
for it. But I think it is being very, very conscious about how this is all divided in terms of the strategy, because I think if, like you said, too much time and effort is placed on the talking and the planning side, you absolutely leave no room for things to be done. And what happens is exactly what's happened to you. People do get tired.
People lose focus. They get tired, they lose focus.
They withdraw and then just return to their default position, which is to be absorbed back into the mainstream. You know, for you, you know, your resolve and your will took you in a different direction, but not everybody is like that. You know, the majority of people, I would say, are more likely to be pulled back into the mainstream. One simple form of activism that you think we should all be engaged in regularly. What is one thing that we can all be doing, you know, regularly that will encourage us to actually make progress, I think is the key.
Everybody should select at least one organization or African heritage charity and donate a fixed sum every month.
Yeah.
Whatever you can afford or whatever you're willing to do, whether it's £1 a month or something, but everybody should select at least one.
I really agree with that, because I know that for a long time I was actually donating to a few charities in the sort of mainstream, and I've kind of redirected those funds to Black organisations now. So I will regularly every month buy something from a Black organisation, which isn't a charity necessarily, but just to kind of be conscious about how I'm actually spending and using my finances. It makes a huge difference. So I think that's probably worth expanding. But it doesn't necessarily need to be a charity. It can just be choosing to support a Black business, whether it's in retail or any other sphere. I think is quite important.
Yep.
And with so much that is competing for our attention and attempting to distract us, how do we sustain the commitment to activism, do you feel?
Select a dedicated time for actually doing it. People, when they want to watch a soap opera, when they want to watch EastEnders, they know at 7:30 on Tuesday or Thursday, whatever, that's EastEnders time. They are there watching it. So select a specific time.
Those are habits that have been cultivated.
So we need to cultivate a habit of selecting a specific time. If you're so busy that you can't do it, just select a specific time dedicated to a Black organisation or business or whatever, and either promote it or send some funds. Select a time. We do it so easily for stuff we want to watch on TV. Let's try doing it for an organisation that we're passionate about, or something we're passionate about it. Whether it's mental health, youth work, youth crime, or banking, business building, schools, whatever. Health.
The final question is, well, it's not a question actually; it's a statement. So I am going to ask you to complete the following. My activism is inspired by.
My activism is inspired by so many not being active at all.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much. That's it.